Are you ready? You think you can tell us what to do? You think you can tell us what to wear?
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, Babel USA proudly brings to you the Caps, Locks, and Chair Shots podcast. My name is Everkeen, I'm your host for these festivities, and joining me as always, he is the Heartbreaker Kid, the one, the only, the Jaime.
What's up, wrestling fans? We're back.
And also joining me, he is the 10th wonder of the world. He is my arch nemesis, my tag team partner, and my very best friend. You know him from all around the internet, but you can only find his wrestling stuff right here. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Danny Bananas.
What's up, guys? Good to be back. Ready to talk about some interesting wrestling stuff that has been going down.
All right, guys. Our show today is huge. We have the Elimination Chamber. We have two new couples, one good, one bad. We have two new sets of tag team champions. Somebody got arrested. Somebody wants their way out. And we have our first entrant into the WWE Hall of Fame class of 2019. So without further ado, gentlemen, let's start this show how we start every show. And that is with our one big thing. Jaime, you go first.
With all the things he just said, I'm not sure if it's still WWE or TMZ.
Okay, fair enough. Daniel, what do you got?
Too much to process. 4 huge call-ups. People wanting to leave. People wanting to get in. People breaking up. People getting together. I don't know where to start with this one, Ed. This is why you're the host. You got to guide us. Jesus Christ, what did I just say?
You said the truth. My one big thing is the fact that, and I'm so glad Dan set me up for this, I know nothing about professional wrestling. Dan and I talked before the Elimination Chamber, and we could not get a show together, but we each made our Elimination Chamber picks. Dan, did you keep track of how many I got right?
I think you got like 1 right.
Yeah, I got one. I got 1 right. I know nothing about professional wrestling. So now that we got that out of the way, Daniel, what were your thoughts on the Elimination Chamber?
Truthfully?
Sure.
Based off just watching clips, because I haven't had a chance to watch it in full yet, just because my life's been extremely busy. Based off everything that I've seen through highlights and everything like that, it looks like it was a decent show. I'm extremely excited for Fastlane because of a title match that was announced last night, though.
We'll get to that in a minute. Jaime, I want to hear your thoughts.
It didn't really perform up to my expectations, except for what happened in the chamber match for the WWE Championship. You know, I didn't expect who would get eliminated first and who would last until the end. So,
okay,
I only got fired up during the main event.
All right, fair enough. Let's break this down match by match. Let's start with 205 Live's Buddy Murphy defended his Cruiserweight Championship against Akira Tozawa. I picked Tozawa just to be different than Dan, and I was wrong.
Of course.
Always am. Jaime, you're our 205 Live guy. What did you think of the match?
I like the match. It's cruiserweight. Buddy Murphy has proven again that he can perform, that he can hang with the best, at least of the cruiserweight division. And he could probably hang with the guys on the higher divisions.
Okay, so did they bring up the wrong guy? Should it have been Buddy Murphy and not Mustafa Ali?
Mustafa Ali is also a good performer. So it's Buddy Murphy's good in 205 Live, but for Mustafa Ali, he can also hang with the bigger guys. So it's either or. If Mustafa Ali's the champion, they might have brought up Buddy Murphy, but since it's Buddy Murphy that's a champion, that's why it's Mustafa Ali who goes up.
Okay, Fair enough. Daniel, we're going to talk to you about the inaugural WWE Women's Tag Team Championship, and that is because your fantasy ladies lost.
I think I'm over that. I think I'm gonna find someone else.
Okay.
I can't, I can't, I can't keep going after these women that are in relationships.
Well, we got relationship news aplenty coming up later in the show. Did you see this match at all?
The Buddy Murphy match?
No, the
Women's Chamber match?
Yes.
I've seen some highlights. I do want to go back and watch it in full. I feel like it was actually just based off the performers in there. I feel like it was probably a really good match. Based off the expression you just made that no one can see, I'm guessing it wasn't. So,
I mean,
if that's the case, maybe I didn't. Maybe I don't want to see it.
You know my deal with women's wrestling. I'm not a big fan, and the way that a few of the teams got eliminated and how early they got eliminated, I mean, I got some of it, but I didn't agree with how the females were booked at all during this entire show. So,
were you largely surprised that Naomi and Carmella didn't win that?
I'm largely surprised they lasted about 3 minutes in that match. I mean, well, that's what it seemed like. I mean, they actually lasted 17 minutes and 10 seconds, but there's more on why that happened for both reasons later on in the show. Let's talk about the next match on the card, and that was the Usos, Jimmy and Jay, defeated The Miz and Shane McMahon to become the new tag team champions. Jaime, this one's for you. Thoughts?
Shane's just getting old. He could no longer pull off the moves that he used to entertain me. But he does the same moves. He does the same risks. But, it's not really as popping as it used to anymore. Every Shane match you would expect him to, do an elbow drop on the announce table. Things like that.
Fair enough. Dan, since you and I are fantasy booking aficionados, we saw a little bit of a riff between The Miz and Shane. I'm guessing that's the WrestleMania match. This is the let's say the off ramp for them to get, or the on ramp.
I don't know, because I don't know if Shane's needed with all this upbringing of talent. Like, I get it, he's an attraction, but at the same time, I don't know if he's needed, and I don't know if that's the best use of The Miz, to where if you're going to put The Miz against Shane at Mania, I feel like The Miz is just better off not being on the card.
Well, I mean, now I'm gonna pop.
Unless Shane's making the heel turn and they're gonna do a babyface.
Now there you go, because they announced they were having a kid. Him and Maurice, they're having another baby. What better way to make The Miz likable than, hey, Shane's gonna be a real a-hole and align himself with his sister and his brother-in-law and his father, and the McMahon-Helmsley regime is strong again. The authority is back, with Shane as a bad guy, and now The Miz is a good guy, transitioning to that move to Fox. See what I'm saying? Like, he's a better good guy.
I don't think it's out of the realm of possibilities, but I don't like it. I think there's a very high possibility that Miz and Shane win these titles back at Fastlane.
Okay. Maybe. And we'll see. Finn Balor became the WWE Intercontinental Champion by defeating Bobby Lashley and Lio Rush. Jaime, talk to me.
Well, that's got to happen. The fact that they booked Lio Rush in the match, that's expected to happen, that Finn Balor is going to win. But if it's, like Bobby Lashley with Lio Rush on the side, Lashley could have defended that.
Okay. Daniel, you've been a Lio Rush guy since we started the show. He took the pin. Talk to me. What's up?
I don't like that. I like that Lio is basically a part of the main roster now, and he's not under that 205 Live flag. I feel like Leo probably is going to be better off used underneath that 205 Live flag, though. If I'm being honest.
Well, I
Because
mean,
I feel like Leo's just going to become mid card fodder, and then he's eventually going to become a Ty Dillinger and a Kurt Hawkins. And that kid has too much talent.
Well, you see, that's the thing. I thought the same thing until Ricochet got called up. Can you imagine that match kicking off a WrestleMania or even a SummerSlam?
That tag team?
Oh, that I could get behind that.
Because I mean, clearly DIY is coming up with a tag team. That's blatantly obvious.
They just got to drop the belts. I'm guessing at the takeover before Mania.
Breaking news: Johnny Gargano just lost the belt tonight on NXT.
Spoiler alert!
Ah, come on, that's been out. That was news all over the internet.
I didn't see it.
You don't look at enough dirt sheets.
That's true. I don't, because me and Uncle Dave were really tight. Anyway, let's move on. Ruby Riott tapped out to Ronda Rousey in 100 seconds. That is not a joke. That is a fact.
When you say it like that, was their match on Raw was longer than that, wasn't it?
By about tenfold, yeah.
Nuts. I guess that was. What's the point of putting Ronda on that card then? Just don't make her work it.
Well, it pushed forward, I guess, the whole Becky and Charlotte debacle thing. The knee injury, that's legit, right?
I don't know.
Because I mean, the way she had a slight limp when she was getting towed, I guess. That's the best way of putting it. She wasn't really escorted. She was towed out of the arena. But she seemed to put a lot of weight on that when she was beating the hell out of some people with a crutch.
Yeah.
Jaime, what did you think?
I think it's legit. They're just not releasing any news so that nobody's going to expect anything and everybody's going to buy into the suspension storyline.
Nobody buys into that suspension storyline.
Nobody's buying that. Okay. Everybody knows it's Charlotte versus Ronda versus Becky, and Becky's going to win.
I'm not so sure. I think she's better. She's one of them. She's like Braun Strowman. She's one of them characters that's more interesting with the chase than what she is with the belt. Her chase is better than her as a champion. She's the anti-hero that
now,
way.
where does that? If the knee injury is legit, where does that put Nia Jax right now? Like she's hurt Becky twice. If that knee injury is legit.
Well, I mean, where does it put her? She could probably have a decent career as a plastic surgeon. She breaks faces and. Hey, I got a chuckle. That's more than what I was hoping for.
Who's going to be ready for Asuka?
Nobody. The WWE's not ready for Asuka.
Like, is it going to be Mandy Rose? Is it going to be Lacey Evans?
I know who it's not going to be, and we'll talk about that later on. Let's move on, and Jaime, you're going to have to defend Baron Corbin. He won the no disqualification match against Braun Strowman, albeit with a buttload of help. Is this a good thing for Corbin? Bad thing? And will we ever see Braun Strowman finally beat the hell out of Baron Corbin?
It's a bad thing for Corbin because they're booking him as a weak guy that he's fallen down from his grace as the lone wolf. The moment he became Constable Corbin and now former acting Raw general manager. And now he needs the help of Drew McIntyre and Bobby Lashley.
Yeah, but I mean,
just to get rid of Strowman.
Can you think of two better guys? Can you think of two better guys to have in your corner than Bobby Lashley and Drew McIntyre?
Yeah, that's true. But remember how strong Corbin was booked when he first came up. His first Royal Rumble, he eliminated Braun Strowman. And Braun was eliminating guys back and forth. Then Corbin just tossed him out. And now, look, Corbin couldn't even beat Strowman without help from...
Dan, you agree with me with this, right? It actually makes Corbin better, doesn't it? Gives him that slimy heelness?
No, yes, I agree. It makes him a better heel, but I absolutely hate Baron Corbin.
We all do. I mean, we all do.
No, Jaime doesn't.
Well, Jaime's got a man crush on him, but that's...
As you guys just saw, I just kicked back my chair because I was enjoying Jaime squirming, realizing that Baron Corbin is no longer relevant.
Yeah, well. Speaking of relevancy, did we see a mid-carder grab some? It was the Elimination Chamber match for the WWE Championship. Featured Daniel Bryan defeating AJ Styles, Jeff Hardy, Kofi Kingston, Randy Orton, and Samoa Joe. Jaime, you brought this up. Is this Kofi Kingston's Jeff Hardy moment, where a veteran, a longtime tag team guy who's known for his eye-popping moves, grabs a little bit of the spotlight? Is this his Jeff Hardy moment?
This is the first of many Jeff Hardy moments. Like, he has already done that in the past. He was on the verge of a world title contention till higher ups have to veto. But now I think it's the time for him. Now is the best time, especially how he performed at the Elimination Chamber.
Okay. Daniel?
Yes.
I want Kofi to win the belt so bad, but the chances of him actually taking the title are less than 5%.
Well, and I agree with you on that, and I'm in both camps here because I really hope this is his Jeff Hardy moment. We looked at it all, and if you guys think back to 2002, 2003, before the whole Lita situation, and before the Hardys split, everybody assumed Matt Hardy was the guy that was going to come out of that tag team. Jeff would never stay healthy, and Matt would be the one to get that singles push, a la what Edge got. Although Edge got a lot more than what Matt got, and that's a joke. But still, I hope this is it. I really do, but the New Day brings in so much merchandise, and I really don't see them bringing in any more with Kofi having a belt. And to be honest, if anybody out of that trio wins a singles championship...
Xavier Woods.
Yeah, I took words right out of my mouth. Jaime, what are your thoughts? Who's the first one of the New Day to win a championship by themselves?
With this, I want Kofi to win, but I think it's going to be Xavier Woods. I agree with you.
So
He's the most charismatic among the three.
That definitely means that it's going to be Big E, even though Xavier Woods does have acting experience.
Yeah. Remember when
Wink,
we
wink.
talked about in the past who among the New Day is gonna betray one another? I said it's gonna be Xavier Woods because he's just gonna say, "Screw you guys, I'm better than you."
Will there be syrup involved in that screw job? And will it be maple? We're going to talk about that on our next show. All right. I mean, it could be blueberry syrup. It could be boysenberry. We don't know. Anyway, that brings us to the end of the Elimination Chamber. Dan, you said you haven't seen it. Jaime said it underperformed. I'm right there with you. I wasn't impressed. I thought Joe was very underutilized. I thought that Jeff Hardy was, and AJ Styles, is he really the eliminated third? They put Randy Orton over AJ Styles? Really? 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 Because that's a feud I would love to see on SmackDown. If Kofi Kingston is the one to eliminate AJ, that could be a feud in and of itself and keep Styles relevant and out of the world title picture. I thought it was a C+ show, especially missing a lot of headliners from Raw. That was just my thoughts. So let's move on to our next part of the show. And Daniel, it's your favorite part of the show because this is your part of the show. So, without further ado, Daniel, Mr. Bananas, sir, who is your hot girl of the show?
Dude, I'm so depressed. I don't know, man. Like, I know who I want it to be, but at the same time, it's like I'm trying to turn over a new leaf. Okay.
Who do you want it to be?
I want it to be Alexa Bliss.
Well, we all want Alexa Bliss.
But I think I'm gonna go out on a limb here, and Ed, I'm gonna do something that this one's for you. I'm gonna go ahead and give it to Nikki Cross.
Yes. I've been a fan of Nikki Cross mainly because her voice, it's crazy. And
100% though, that is 100% Ed's, because I'm turning over a new leaf, and I'm only going to give it to single women from now on, and she's not single.
well, yeah, you see, those ranks have kind of been cut into because this next part of the show, we're going to talk about love. We just passed Valentine's Day, and I'm sure that Jaime cuddled his cartoon character-shaped pillow, and Dan and his hand spent some quality time together. But love was in the air in the WWE, apparently. News broke that Charlotte Flair has a new man, and it's Andrade, who apparently doesn't need a middle or last name. So, what do you guys think about that? That's a talented couple, no?
Yeah, that's definitely a talented couple. Yeah.
I mean, I'd watch that porno. Just saying.
Oh my god.
There was also other news when it came to matters of the heart, and that was Corey Graves is probably on the verge of a divorce because his wife, who stuck through him drugs, alcohol, being broke, all that stuff, found out that Mr. Graves was slipping the old nasty, to Carmella. Dan's a fan. Jaime, what do you think about that?
It depends on which came first. Like if the filing of the divorce came first before Corey slept with Carmella.
Oh no,
then I don't
that's
see the issue. But
that's
if it is the cause of the divorce, that's the issue.
that is definitely the issue. Wrestling Twitter.
No issues. Period.
Well, I know you don't, you pig, but I mean, he deserved it, but wow, did they rip him apart. I mean, and that's the thing, like, Carmella's, yeah, she's hot, but every female wrestler's hot. But, bro, his wife was not bad, and they got kids, and she stuck by him. How do you do that, man? I mean, I don't get it. I don't get it. I mean, I get it, but and she gets it apparently. But I mean, I
Let me tell you something. The only reason why I'm clapping, because if I was Corey Graves and that was there, I'd probably do the same exact thing.
True, but you haven't been laid in a while, and you'd probably do anything that was there.
Last Monday, I was blacked out from 8 to 12.
You update your subscription to Pornhub.
No,
I get it. I get it. Hey, we don't need any details. I understand. We'll move on. We're just gonna move on. But that brings me to my question. What couple should probably would you put together? Like if you were Cupid and you had your bow and arrow, what couple would you put together, Jaime? What two people, married, single, doesn't matter, belong together?
I used to be high on the Charlotte Flair Bobby Roode tandem, so that's mine.
Okay. Interesting. Fair enough. I get it. Sure. Daniel, besides you and the Iconics, or you and Alexa Bliss, or even the Iconics together, what couple would you put together?
Me and Tegan Knox.
You're not allowed to be involved.
Oh.
You're Cupid.
There's absolutely none.
And I'm not saying this in any way, shape, or form toward Dan's sexual orientation. You're a fairy. Shoot an arrow, put two people together.
I am going to put together The Miz and Shane McMahon.
Nope. That's actually...
I refuse to take another single woman wrestler and put them into a couple, okay?
Yeah, well,
Okay.
We don't want to wreck your man-to-hand relationship that you have in your fantasies. We're gonna let it go. But since you brought up Shane and The Miz, let's talk about. We have 2 new sets of tag team champions. Dan, you're the women's wrestling guru. What does it mean for Bayley and Sasha to be the first ever with this belts, if you will?
That means the WWE doesn't think they can do it as single wrestlers anymore.
You believe that?
So they've been a tag team for how long?
I mean, off and on. We knew they were gonna do. When it was announced, we knew they were gonna be a tag team. I mean, come on. We knew this. We knew this was gonna happen. That they were gonna be one of the teams in. I say they've been a tag team since NXT. But that's just me. Jaime, what is it? Give me your thoughts.
It's kind of emotional if you're going to consider the history that, what Bayley and Sasha have been through these past year back down in NXT. But I believe there should have been a better first champion.
Like who?
The Iconics.
No. Which, by the way, I have a problem, but we're going to talk about that later. Who, Jaime? Who would have been a better set of first champions?
I could have went with
I'm asking you
and Nia
this.
Jax, like they're the team to beat.
I was asking you that just so I could rip you apart on it, because are you freaking kidding me? Like, you don't get 2 better female wrestlers that aren't in a world title picture than those 2. It obviously can't be Becky Lynch and Charlotte or Ronda Rousey. Other than those 3, I mean,
Alexa and Nikki.
Really? You're going to put the belts on somebody who's probably well past their prime in the ring, not the way she looks, because I've been a Mickie James fan since she was wrestling like Trish Stratus. But no, you can't get any better than that. Dan, do you agree with that?
Based off what the options were, yeah, I do think that the Iconics would have been a better choice because they had been together since they came into the company.
Okay.
And for that reason, they've been together all the way through NXT, all the way through, which I know the same for Bayley and Sasha, but those 2 have literally been there from day one for each other, never feuded against each other or anything like that. So I do think that they would have been a better choice just from a pure tag team standpoint.
Okay. I mean, you both are wrong, and I told you why. So let's move on. The Usos beat The Miz and Shane. We kind of already discussed that. But one thing that makes this so puzzling is the fact that news broke over the weekend that, was it Jimmy Uso? It was Jimmy Uso, right? The one that's married to Naomi?
Yeah, whichever one's married to Naomi.
Right. Well, he got arrested for disorderly conduct in Detroit because Naomi was driving was it on the wrong side of the road or the wrong way down a one-way?
Who knows?
Either way, she was pulled over for doing something she wasn't supposed to, and he was the one that got arrested for disorderly conduct. Now, TMZ, of course, did not release any details if there was more of an underlying issue, such as a hot topic, in the U.S. nowadays is racism with police against minorities or what have you. So if that was a factor, it's unknown. But 2 days after this gets announced or released by TMZ, they win the tag team championships. Now, I get that maybe they're going for, the Shane and Miz thing toward WrestleMania, and that was the bigger plan, and the Usos just happened to be there. But this is strange timing, yeah?
It is. It's surprising
really
that they were good.
Somebody. One at a time. Jaime. One at a time. Go.
Yeah, it's really surprising, especially that at this point, the title wins would mean legacy for the Usos because they're just racking up title reigns from a certain point. So it's really surprising that despite what happened, their legacy is going to be built.
Well, yeah, because they're, 7-time champions now? I mean, some pretty rarefied air. the kind of area you only find in, like, Dudleyville or Cameron, North Carolina, right?
Yeah.
Fair enough. Daniel, you think this is weird, though, yeah?
Yeah, I think it's really weird that they would put the. I thought. I mean, the rumor was is those two are trying to get released to go to AEW, which obviously that's just the rumor. But and obviously everything gets put on. You know, I know what you're gonna say here, but I'm just saying a rumor is a rumor, and to be honest, in a way it would kind of make sense because the Bucks are there, and that's a tag match that everyone wants to see. And I'm not saying that it's true. I'm just saying that you got to take it with what it is.
Look, no, that's dumb, and that's dumb on so many levels. Why would they leave their best paycheck, their best opportunity for a paycheck, the place where they're going to have the most eyeballs on them, to go somewhere that is not proven? Because the money's not going to be there. Unlike Manny Machado, who's going to cash in a very big way for a very bad team, they're not going to leave the WWE to go somewhere that doesn't even have a TV contract yet.
No, but they do have people that are richer than Vince McMahon backing them.
Sure, but you think Shad Khan is going to give his billions and billions of dollars to a wrestling company that is not going to be on TV, or at least hasn't been announced to be on TV yet? Now, this all may change if they get that contract with TBS or TNT or Turner or Viacom or whatever. That all may change. And
no,
who knows?
No. I mean, I don't think that most likely is the truth. I'm just saying that.
Come on,
Jaime. They're trying to fabricate. I think they're really trying to fabricate news to give AEW some buzz. Because look what happened. The rumor is that the Revival want out. The Revival want to go to AEW. But look, management's still high on them. Even gave them the titles. So I think it's the people creating buzz for AEW. Those marks out there.
Oh, you mean indie fans that are trying to make something bigger than what it is?
Yeah.
If only that was the case, and that's happened before. Oh, wait, it did. Anyway, since you want to bring up people asking for releases, or potentially asking for releases, we saw that Ty Dillinger announced on Twitter that he's asked for his release. Dan, what do you think about that?
I think that this could be great for Peyton Royce.
Explain.
She might end up single again, so that means I'm back in the fold.
So does that mean she has the potential?
I knew that was coming.
Does that mean she has the potential of being a hot girl of the show again?
Yep, 100%.
Okay, very well. So maybe that's a teaser for the next show. We don't know. You'll have to tune in to find out. Jaime, what do you think? Ty Dillinger, will he be the perfect 10? Or maybe will he score an 11 somewhere else? Maybe he's a 9.9.
I've already imagined what his name is going to be somewhere else. I think he's going to use 10 Dillinger.
10 Dillinger. Okay.
No, I don't think he'll use Dillinger at all.
I mean, maybe he'll just...
that's too close to a copyright infringement.
Maybe he'll go with DS. You know, like DS something. But DS is Spanish for 10. Get it?
I mean, maybe he'll just go with his real name.
What is his real name?
Yeah.
Ronald something.
Oh, no. God, that's bad. No.
He's definitely... I feel like he's definitely going to take the 10 gimmick with him now.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Call himself DS, because it sounds like Diaz, like 10. I think it works. But that's just me.
Literally just you.
Yeah, probably. But I'm kind of right about these things. not right about making picks for pay-per-views, but either way. Who is one guy that should ask for his release, Daniel? One guy that you think should just be done.
Say that one more time.
Guy who should be released. Who's one guy on the roster that needs to ask for his release besides R-Truth?
Why R-Truth?
Because I know how much you like the 7-second dance breaks.
Oh man, you're putting me on the spot. Come back to me in like 30 seconds. I need to actually like sit there and look at the roster and see who's being under you.
Okay. Jaime, do you have one?
Zack Ryder.
I agree with you on that. Dan, it's not been 30 seconds, so we're going to let Jaime explain himself. Why Zack Ryder? Why the former Edgehead? The former tag team champion, as Michael Cole told us about yesterday.
Because the guy has been underutilized since 2012. Yes, he won titles. Yes, he had his moments. But Zack Ryder's worth more than that. Worth more than a woo.
Well, you know it.
Perform.
He does have, and say what you will about all the music that's coming in and all the entrance themes, but I'm sorry, that entrance song that he has it's my favorite wrestling entrance song. It just, I don't know, maybe it's just me. Daniel, do you have somebody?
Apollo Crews.
Why?
Because he's terrible on the mic. He belongs he's an indie wrestler. Like, he's great in the ring. He can do amazing things for how big he is and all that type of good stuff. He's just not good on the mic, and I don't think he'll ever succeed to the amount that he should in the WWE.
Okay, now, I'm glad you brought it up. Should he have been the one that got Lio Rush instead of Bobby Lashley?
No, because he's already too far down on the totem pole.
Okay, fair enough. Okay, I see it. Okay, but you both are wrong, and you guys are missing a real obvious name. The guy that should ask for his release is Samoa Joe. I mean, how do you have a guy who's the best, one of, if not the best, big men ever, one of the most terrifying big men ever, and he's an afterthought? He's gone months without being on television where he hasn't been injured. He's nowhere close to a world title picture. Granted, he was in the Elimination Chamber, but he was pretty much cannon fodder while he was in there. You can only play scary without winning for so long before you're not really scary, you're just a joke. I think
here's where I'm going to tell you why you're wrong.
Okay.
Because he plays scary so good that literally he's there. Snap of the fingers. I honestly feel like Joe is one of those guys, similar to Braun, but on the heel side. No matter how much he loses, no matter how much he gets beat down, you know what he can do in that ring, and he will always be a threat to win the title whenever he is in a title match.
I don't agree. I think he.
You're wrong.
I think, call me a hypocrite, what you will, but I think he would be better served in the AEW.
Ooh.
I wouldn't let Samoa Joe go without continuing the Samoa Joe Kevin Owens feud in NXT.
That's a real hot take right there, brother.
I mean, I really, and Jaime, Kevin Owens is another candidate for that. Like,
Owens is hurt right now, and he was doing a lot of good things before he got hurt.
Yeah, him and Sami Zayn both.
Do a lot of good things when he comes back.
And I hope he does. But as far as Samoa Joe goes, he could be that veteran guy who could play off a face Cody Rhodes. And let's be honest here, and I really didn't want to talk about the AEW, but this is where we're at. Cody Rhodes is going to be cheered universally by whatever crowd goes to see an AEW show because he made it happen. They need a big name, a recognizable name that can play off of that. They can say, yeah, you got the Bullet Club? Screw your Bullet Club. I don't need anybody. I'm the guy. And that's Samoa Joe. Because you look at who's out there. Okay, yeah, you got your Kenny Omegas of the world or your whoever. But Samoa Joe brings instant name recognition to indie fans and WWE fans because he's made his name there. He would bring relevance. He would bring that big fight feel. And I've done a lot of research into ECW, and that's what Paul Heyman said was great about Taz. He brought that big fight feel, and that's what made Taz a huge star. No matter what Samoa Joe's in, he brings that feeling. So, Nick Aldis, yeah, he's a great wrestler, and I'm sure the NWA is going to be involved with the AEW in some way, but you bring in Samoa Joe, that Samoa Joe, Cody Rhodes could headline a WrestleMania right now. And if the AEW can get that match, that's going to be fantastic. But I don't know. I could be wrong, but I don't think I am. I think he's better served in the AEW. Agree, disagree, anybody?
I mean, I think I disagree with you. I don't think they should let him go.
I never said they should let him go, but I think he would be better served if they did. I think the next logical step for his career is to be in a main event picture somewhere and not necessarily in the WWE.
Well, there could have been more for Samoa Joe if it's Brock Lesnar that goes to AEW.
Brock,
Do you guys think that's possible?
No. No. The next place Brock Lesnar is going to be employed other than the WWE will be his couch because he is rolling in money and he doesn't need to work. Daniel, is it possible Brock Lesnar goes to the AEW?
Possible. I think he'll listen.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean, are you serious right now? The dude works like 10 dates a year and gets paid 7 figures.
I think he'll listen because of the money aspect.
I'm telling you, there's not going to be a lot of money there.
Dude, they're guaranteeing every wrestler on their roster is getting 6-figure paydays.
I understand that, but Brock
Every
Lesnar is
wrestler.
making 8.
I understand that as well, and I'm just saying, I think he'll listen. Do I think he'll go there? No. Do I think he'll listen? Yes.
You can only sell out the 4th biggest arena in Chicago so many times to make that money.
You're missing the point. You're arguing semantics right now.
You're right, I am, because this is a dumb argument.
You're asking me, do I think there's a chance? Yes, I think there's a chance. Do I think there's a high likely chance? No. But I think when his contract's up, if the Bucks or the Cons call, I don't think Brock Lesnar is going to ignore that call. I think he's going to listen to what they have to say.
Right.
He'd be stupid not to.
Absolutely. Yeah, anybody would be stupid not to listen to a phone call when it comes.
Oh my fucking God.
But it's
literally what I just said.
I'm agreeing with you to that aspect. You listen to whatever. I mean, I listen to Nicki Minaj. That doesn't mean I like it, and that doesn't mean I'm going to go to one of her concerts or even work as a roadie
jumped
for
into
her.
calls with you and you have Nicki Minaj playing, so we know there's a chance that you're going to go to AEW if you're Brock Lesnar, if you're basing it off of Ed Brakeem and Nicki Minaj references.
I'm just saying. Let's move on. I kind of already did my rant, and I didn't mean to do it on that. So, Jaime, give me your fighter match of the show so we can move on.
I just marked out with the booking on Raw last Monday. It's formerly known as DIY NXT champion Tommaso Ciampa and former NXT North American champion Johnny Gargano versus the Raw Tag Team champions, The Revival.
I mean, yeah, I'm a fan, and I'm not an indie guy, but I've loved Gargano's work in NXT, and Ciampa is arguably he's the best guy on NXT, which the only other argument's EC3, but yeah, I'm a fan. So, let's talk about our final topic before we wrap things up on this show, and that is, you heard their theme song lead us off. D-Generation X is now in the WWE Hall of Fame, or at least they're in the 2019 class. Daniel, what's your favorite memory of DX? I know there's a lot of them. I know you were a crotch-chopping maniac like the rest of us. What's your favorite DX memory? Or maybe memory? A lot of boobs.
Probably going to be the Invasion.
Oh yeah, riding the Marine Corps Jeep.
Yeah, I think that's my favorite.
It's not a bad memory. Jaime, give me your favorite memory.
My favorite memory, probably because of the nostalgia, but when DX reunited in 2008, although it was already past its course, but I just found it DX versus the Spirit Squad hilarious. So, and Dan picked my number one, so I have to pick another. So
I
that's
mean,
it.
there were. It's like choosing between my favorite children. Because they're. Do you go with the state of DX address where Shawn Michaels works in as many sexual references and references to Bill Clinton as possible? Do you go with them covering the Spirit Squad and crap? Maybe messing with Vince McMahon's microphone? Maybe Big Dick
Sergeant
Johnson?
Slaughter.
Oh, yeah.
The windshield wipers, that's another good one.
Big Dick Johnson. Maybe it's something bad about DX, like Stone Cold Steve Austin blowing up the DX bus, or the DX Express, excuse me. But either way, they're in the Hall of Fame. And all of DX is getting inducted, not just HBK and Triple H. It also means, Road Dogg and Billy Gunn.
Interesting that Billy,
And-
I'm not going to lie, it's slightly interesting that Billy Gunn is included in that.
Road Dogg, of course, works for the company, but let's not forget in TNA, Road Dogg and Billy Gunn were in the Voodoo Kin Mafia, which, of course, are the initials of one Vincent Kennedy McMahon. Yeah. And let's not forget all the crap that came with that, but there's maybe
and let's not forget that Billy Gunn is like the head trainer for AEW.
Well, I'm pretty sure the stuff they made fun of Vince McMahon for was worse. But there's two other pretty shocking names that are now in the WWE Hall of Fame. X-Pac, for one. Of course, another guy with an extensive acting history, albeit amateur. And he's been very critical of Vince McMahon and everything else. I never thought I'd see him in, even, as a member of DX.
I don't think he'll ever go in solo.
He is one of the few people that was both a member of DX and the NWO when they were in their heyday. Along with one ravishing Rick Rude.
True.
So, but perhaps the most shocking name is one that many have felt the WWE Hall of Fame has been incomplete without her in it, and that's Chyna. The woman that might have been the first Mrs. Hunter Hearst Helmsley before the boss's daughter, the $1 billion princess, got involved. She's now going to be a WWE Hall of Famer.
Well deserved.
I completely agree, but given the politicalness of the situation, Jaime, did you ever think this was going to happen?
I knew it's gonna happen. Like time heals everything. I think it's gonna happen, but how come it didn't happen with her alone being inducted? So she goes to the Hall of Fame through DX. Is she ever going to be inducted as Chyna?
Yes.
I disagree. I don't think...
They publicly came out and have said that she will be a member of the Hall of Fame individually.
Absolutely, and they've also come out and said that, they say a lot of things. It's not going to happen as long as Stephanie McMahon's around. Probably not going to happen as long as Triple H is still Triple H. I
disagree. I think she gets in there. I think it's still a few more years, but I think she gets in there.
She starred in several pornographic movies, including one where she is gangbanged by a bunch of parody wrestlers. There's one where she shoots on Vince McMahon during the porno. That's hard to come back from. That's really hard to come back from. She's not getting in as Chyna anytime soon. It could be one of those things where it'll be like a Ultimate Warrior, where it'll be a decade after her death, Although, with the Warrior, it was a decade after his career's death. But still, I don't think she gets in on her own. Not even close. Not anytime soon. But Daniel, what's a guy or gal that should also be in that 2018 class, or 2019, class?
Oh.
Who headlines it? Is DX the headliners? Are DX the headliners?
Yeah, I think they gotta be.
Okay, so who else deserves to be in there? Or not deserves, but who else is going to be in there?
Man, I don't know.
Because I'm thinking of one name in particular. Jaime,
Yeah.
do you have anybody?
I think he's already in the person I'm thinking of. I need to check really quick before I do something.
The Undertaker.
Okay.
That's my pick for this year. The Undertaker.
I mean,
You're wrong on that one, brother.
what are you hitting at there, Danny?
What do you mean?
Well, you dropped a very famous word that only a select few people are known for using.
I know what you mean, brother.
Yeah, exactly. So,
Yeah, I think it's Hulk.
isn't he already in twice?
Didn't they remove him?
No, nobody gets removed from the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, I'm looking at the website. Are you sure?
Pretty positive. But and you know what?
I'm wrong. Yeah, I'm wrong.
I'm
gonna go with Mark Henry then. I think it's Mark Henry.
I like the pick. I think it's a very smart idea. I really do. But I just came across the fact that Donald Trump is in the WWE Hall of Fame. Donald Trump is in the WWE Hall of Fame, and Pete Rose is not in the Baseball Hall of Fame. Let that sink in. Just let it wash over you. That's hacking. I think the guy that at least I want to be in there, that I don't think he goes in this year, but he will get in. He will get in, and that's The Rock. It's only a matter of time. It may not be this year because of DX, but I think next year, 2020, The Rock is going to be a WWE Hall of Famer.
He definitely needs to go in soon because, we can pretty much say that his career is over.
Well, does he have a movie coming out anytime soon?
Yeah. One that he produced.
Well, wasn't he in... He's in Fighting With My Family, isn't it? Isn't he?
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. He produced that.
So there you go. I mean, he's relevant. Or I'll give you another one, and his career's not over, but I think his career in the WWE is over, and that is Chris Jericho. I don't think
Jericho won't get in within the next 5 years.
I would say I don't think it's going to be anytime soon, but he's definitely one that is a headliner, unless I'm missing something.
I'm pretty sure DX is going to be that. DX has got to be considered your headliner this year.
Okay, before we get to our self-pimping and closing out the show, we have announcers in the Hall of Fame everywhere. I mean, everybody from Gorilla Monsoon and Jesse Ventura to, Jim Ross and Jerry the King Lawler. Is Michael Cole a WWE Hall of Famer?
Yes.
Jaime, what are your thoughts?
Yes. But there aren't the rumors that he wants out, so they must induct him soon.
Jaime.
Decides he doesn't want.
Those rumors have been around since 2009, when they paired him with JBL, and when he did that whole thing with the King. Those rumors have been around that Michael Cole's not a real wrestling fan, that he doesn't like wrestling at all, and that he wants out of the WWE to go do his own thing. It's been a decade those rumors have been floating around, and yet Michael Cole is not only still here, but he is the voice of everything.
Not to mention, clearly, that rumor's been around so long, there's no way, there's no such thing as a lifetime contract.
But I think if anybody has it, he does.
Yes, he's a Hall of Famer. He's one of the best all around. He was one of the versatile. He was one of the most professional. So, yes.
Okay, now, I was with you a little bit until you said professional. For what he does, yes. He is he's one of the best. Because he plays where where you normally have the play-by-play guy be the straight man, the good guy, if you will, the Jim Ross, your Gorilla Monsoons. Michael Cole does it as more or less a bad guy. And let's not forget, he's undefeated at WrestleMania. Michael Cole is undefeated at WrestleMania. There's nobody else, there's very few that are undefeated at WrestleMania that are in the Hall of Fame. Michael Cole will be one of them. I'm going to leave you all with that because we've come to the end of our show, ladies and gentlemen. And we're going to end this show how we end every show, and that's talking about the people we love talking about the most, and that's ourselves. But before we get there, I'm going to ask each of you guys a question. What did we miss? Daniel, you're up.
We missed talking about the new promotion in town for a change. We've been talking about them every show. We didn't talk about them this one. They got a big show coming up in Vegas. Sold out in less than a minute.
Impact has a show in Vegas? Oh, wait, they're not
AEW.
just new. They're probably just on a new network. Jaime, what is your thing we missed?
I just realized earlier that none of us made mention of Lacey Evans, so we didn't talk about.
Yeah, we're gonna do that right now.
Moment during this show.
Probably.
So yeah,
probably the best thing we missed.
We're going to do that right now. Why, 15 seconds of Lacey Evans walking out and walking back? Why? They could have...
I think they're trying to put her in the Eva Marie mold, except that Lacey Evans put in the time, and now she's better in the ring.
They could have
But
added another quarter of the length of the Ruby Riott Charlotte match. They could have added more to that match, but instead we get Lacey Evans strutting around for 25 seconds, which was a quarter of the Charlotte Ruby match.
It's a teaser.
Just like Charlotte and Ruby at a
She's gonna get put
pay-per-view
in
was a
that title
teaser.
picture. She doesn't deserve it.
I mean, yeah. Although she does make one hell of a pinup. Anyway, my one thing we missed is something we don't normally talk about, and that is baseball. One thing that I miss is money. And I would love to have 1/1000th of the money, 1/10,000th of the money that Manny Machado is going to earn, in large part to the San Diego Padres, who signed him to a 10-year, $300 million contract with an opt-out after 5 years. It is the largest contract in the history of professional sports. And a third baseman who's arguably not in the top 5 best players in the game today is making that much money. All right, let's talk about ourselves since I've paused to let that digest. Jaime, what's going on with you, buddy?
Right now, I have a new gig. Aside from the usual gigs I have now, I'm writing for a website called Grit Daily.
Okay. Anything else going on? How's the vlog? How's the vlogging sphere?
Yeah, I'm working on it. I've written out plans on who to collaborate with locally and all that stuff, and some petty antics, some indoor vlogs to come. So, working on it, continuing to work on it.
Okay, fair enough. Daniel.
Jaime, how can they find your work over at Grit Daily?
Oh, they just have to go to Grit Daily because most of the content lately is coming from me because I've been receiving quite a lot of assignments and some are even emailing me to ask for press releases. So it's www.gritdaily.com.
Fair enough. Daniel, how's the Singular store? Or it's not Singular anymore. What is it now?
AT&T.
Thank you.
Surviving.
Barely.
Just like me.
How things going?
I'm surviving. You guys can find me at twitter.com/ChanningFinals.
Anything else going on, or you just surviving?
I'm just surviving.
Fair enough. Very well. As for me, you can...
Actually, since you asked that, I'm starting to read more.
You did that just to interrupt me, didn't you?
Yeah.
You jackass.
Life has its ups and downs. So right now, I'm not gonna plug Twitch anytime soon. I'm not really being on there.
Okay.
I haven't been on there in a while, so I'm just kind of doing my own thing. If you guys want to reach out, reach out to me on Twitter at Danny Bananas. So as soon as Ed goes to talk again, I'm going to interrupt him one more time.
Well, let me ask you a question, Daniel. You said you're reading. What are you reading?
I am actually reading a book right now. It's called Dueling with Kings, and then I'm going to be moving on to a book called Sapiens. I have not picked up any of Ed's books yet, and that's what he wants to plug. But Ed, I do know where I can find them at.
And where can you find those at, Daniel?
I'm actually going to do it right now, right? I'm going to go to Amazon.com.
Okay.
And I'm going to type in
my name.
Ed.
And you can't spell my last name.
It's Erickeen.
Oh, very nice. Very nice.
We got Ed Rakeem, and what do you know? Let me click this link here. I am going to go ahead and download this. I'm going to go ahead and order this paperback of Milestones on How Pro Wrestling Has Been Shaped into What We Know Today.
There you go. And you can find my other 4 titles on Amazon.com. You just search my name. That's Ed Rakeem. You can find them all there. They are available. Some are ebooks. Some are only on paperback. But you can also find the children's book I wrote for my 2 children, my 2 boys. And that is called The Dragon Proof Chronicles.
Dragon Proof Chronicles Part 1. Pineapple does go on pizza.
There you go. You can find that all on Amazon.com. And as always, if you're ever in southeastern Ohio and you want to catch up on all the prep sports action in or around Noble County, be sure to pick up a copy of the Journal of Noble County Leader found in Caldwell, Ohio. Been around since 1876. One of the longest running newspapers in the state, where we cover all of Noble County from 78 all the way up to 77. So, guys, you can also find me on Twitter. That's Ed at the Journal. That's EDATTHE Journal. You can find me on Twitter there. I'll talk to you about just about everything, and I'll be sure to give you that follow back as well. But, guys, that's going to wrap it up for us. We don't know when we're going to do another show. Hopefully next week, maybe next month, definitely before WrestleMania, we think. So, since we're all good, if you're not down with the Caps, Locks, and Chair Shots podcast, I got 2 words for ya. Keep listening.